Hello and welcome to today's science lesson. My name is Anas and I'm a teacher in the International Knowledge School. Today we'll go over the homework as usual and then go through our today's lesson in the pupil's book. So let's start with the workbook and we can go to last lesson's homework, which was on page, 52. Of course, we need our pencil. Now, the first question was, trace the word and color the earth. Now, we traced the word, we wrote earth. Here you have to color earth, like I showed you last time, from the book. So you can color it green as for land, and some of it yellow for deserts, and blue or light blue for oceans. Now we're going to do the next one, which is trace the word and color the sun. So here we're going to trace the word for sun, and then we're going to color the sun yellow. And this one is easy and doesn't take much time, so I'll do it with you guys. So here we just have to color it yellow. Even dark yellow works sometimes as well. It's not exactly yellow, but that works. They say that the real color of the sun is actually white, but we see it as yellow. But you can look that up on Google and check for yourself. It might be true, might be true. Okay, that's great. As for this one, you can do it on your own because it takes a little bit more time to do. So you can take your time doing it, and I'm sure it will look great. Okay, match the words to the sun or earth and draw the lines, or draw lines. The place where we live, that's earth. Gives us heat and light, that's the sun. A planet, that's earth. A star, that's the sun. A ball of metal, rock and water, that's the earth. A huge ball of fire, that's the sun. Okay, just so I don't confuse you, this is the sun and this is the earth. So here, the place where we live, earth. Gives us heat and light, sun. A planet, earth. A star, the sun. A ball of metal, rock and water, earth. A huge ball of fire, and that's the sun. Okay. Choose the right words to complete each sentence. The earth is a planet. The sun is a star. So let's write star. The earth travels around the sun. The moon travels around the earth. People live on the land. Fish live in the ocean. Okay, that was it for the last lesson's homework. Now we'll go through the course book and we'll come back here when we need to. Okay, so let's take out our workbook and let's go to the course book. Okay, so in the last lesson we stopped, let's see. We stopped here. What's the weather forecast? The TV weather forecast shows us the weather today and tomorrow. So this is a weather forecaster and this is the map. Okay? And this altogether is called a weather forecast. Again, a weather forecast. Okay? Now, these are symbols that show us the weather conditions. Okay, so we have symbols here. Now we're going to explain them here. Sunny, sunny. Cloudy, cloudy. Wet, wet. Windy, windy. Calm, calm. Hot, hot. cold, cold. Okay, so if we look at these pictures, these symbols here, we can see that a lot of the spots have different symbols, the same as the ones we just went through. So what does this mean over here? That's right, sunny. What does this mean? Sunny. Okay, what does this mean here? We have the sun and clouds. So this means it's partially cloudy. It means there is the sun, but there are also clouds. But the clouds don't cover up the sun entirely, so it's partially cloudy. Here, sunny. Here, sunny. Again, partially cloudy. Here, sunny as well. Okay, here we have 34. Now 34 is between hot and cold. We could just say it's also not very hot. Here, it's not very hot as well, 35. Although, if it was the weather here, it is actually hot. This 40 is very hot. 35 is just hot. So we can just say it's hot. Hot. Okay, this is okay. This is not very hot. This is just okay. Bearable. This is very hot. Very, very hot. 45. 42, very hot. 30 is okay. Okay, so that's for the weather forecast. Now again, the weather forecast shows us the weather today and tomorrow. So it tells us what's the weather like. Now let's look at the activity number 3, which is something you could do on your own. Look at the weather chart. This is a weather chart. What was the weather like on Monday and Tuesday? Sorry. Okay, so the weather on Monday was sunny, calm, and hot. So again, sunny, calm, and hot. On Tuesday, it was cloudy, windy, and not very hot, 25. Now, Wednesday, which is today, the weather is, I think, partially cloudy. So we can draw the sun from here, and then we can draw some clouds. Okay? I think it's calm. So far, it's not very windy. So draw it like this. I think it's cold, so maybe it's 20. It's a bit cold. Now Thursday, this is a prediction, so you can say it's maybe it will be maybe cloudy, windy, and also hot, so 20. Okay, you can fill out the rest each day. You can wake up and just check the weather and draw the symbols for what do you think the weather is like. If you write them before the weather actually happens, it's called a prediction. And if you write them after you see the weather, it's called keeping records. Okay, so you can do either of those things. Okay, so that's the one for Wednesday, today, and that's for tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are yours. You can either predict them or just record them after they happen. Okay, great. Animals and plants. Now, animals and plants have ways to survive the changing seasons. Now remember, we have 4 seasons. Let's take a look. Okay, we have 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Okay, in winter the weather is cool. In spring it gets warmer. In summer it's hot and dry. In autumn the weather cools again. Okay, so that's how the weather changes in the seasons. Cacti and other desert plants survive without rain. Cacti is a plant with some spikes in it, so if you touch it, it's very painful because it has like needles or spikes in it that defend it. So they survive without rain, and many other desert plants. Their leaves are waxy, so they don't dry out. They can store water to survive in the desert, so they can store whatever water they can get to survive in the desert. When the summer comes, some birds gather in flocks. So flocks is the name we give to a group of birds. Some birds gather in flocks. They fly to places with more rain and more food to eat. So the birds don't stay in one place if there is no food or water or anything they could live on. So whenever that happens, they just move to somewhere else where they can find more rain and more food to eat. Okay, so that's plants and animals, or animals and plants. Okay, now think about how seasons affect plants and animals. Now, here, let's look at the questions. When do plants grow best? Which seasons do plants grow best? Which season do you think? When it's cool. So we have 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and then autumn. In the winter it's cool, in the spring it gets warmer, in the summer it's hot and dry, in the autumn the weather cools again. Which season do you think is best for plants and animals alike? Can you guess? It's not when it's cool, it's always white. Spring. When it's spring, there are always plants and flowers and everything. Let's see if there is a better season. In the summer, it's very hot, so it's very dry, so it's hard for plants and animals to survive. The autumn, the weather cools again, and there's what we call the autumn leaves. So the trees shed their leaves, so it's not the best weather. So the best weather, or the best season for plants to grow, is spring. So that's for the first question. Spring. Okay. When do animals find most food? Again, spring, because spring is when there are most plants, and it's the best weather for plants to grow, or the best season. So it must be spring. Now, what comes before spring? When do farmers plant crops? Most likely in all weather conditions, but since most plants, or the best season to grow crops, is before spring, so I am guessing that farmers plant crops before spring, so in the winter or at the end of the winter, so they can harvest their crops. Now here, copy and complete with 2 of the keywords. Winter, spring, and autumn are different. Let's see. Now that we have the keywords here: autumn, seasons, spring, summer, symbols, and winter. Let's see what word we can use here. Winter, spring, summer, and autumn are different. Can you guess? It can't be autumn, it can't be spring, it can't be summer, it can't be winter. So it's either seasons or symbols. It can't be symbols, these are symbols. But all of these are different seasons. Seasons. Okay? Now, in gap, the weather is hot and dry. Which season is the weather hot and dry? Can you guess? That's right, summer. In summer, the weather is hot and dry. Okay, give 2 differences between the weather in the summer and the winter. So let's write summer here. Let's write winter here. In the summer, it's hot. In the winter, it's cold. In the summer, it's dry. In the winter, it's wet because it rains. Okay? So in the summer, it's hot and dry, and in winter, it's cold and wet. Okay? So that's the main difference between the summer and winter. So again, a quick recap of what we've just done today and the last lesson. We have, well, mainly 4 types of weather. We have it's snowing, it's hot and sunny, it's raining and possibly cold, it's very windy and also possibly cold. So these are the main types of weather. We have also four types of seasons. Okay, so the winter is cool. In winter, it's cool. In spring, it's warm. In the summer, it's hot and dry. In autumn, the weather is cool. Okay, so in the winter, it's cool. In spring, it's warmer. In the summer, it's hot and dry. In autumn, it is cool again. Okay, now moving on to the forecast. Now, a TV forecast shows us the weather today and tomorrow. And like I said the last time, it can show us the weather next week or even after that. So this is a weather forecaster and this is a map. And all of this is called a weather forecast. A weather forecast uses symbols to show us the weather. So this means sunny, cloudy, wet, windy, calm, hot, cold. So these are the types of weather. Okay, now after we finish that, we have animals and plants. Animals and plants have different ways to survive the changing seasons because, like we said, the seasons change and the weather changes with them as well. Now, cacti and desert plants survive without rain because their leaves are waxy. They're not dry, they're not wet, they are waxy. So they do not dry out and they can store water to survive. In the summer, some birds gather in flocks so they can fly to places where there's more rain and more food to eat. Okay, that's what we've done today. We can go over to the workbook and check what we have there so we can answer more questions that will help us understand the lessons that we've done today and in the last few lessons. Okay, so let's get our workbook and go to page 54. Okay, so the first question is it day or night? Label the pictures and color them in. Okay, here in the first picture we have the moon and here we have the sun. So which one is the morning? Of course, or day. It is day. When there is sun, it's the day. When there is moon, it is the night or night. It is night. It is night. Okay, when there's the sun, it's day. When there's the moon, it's night. Now, you can color these pictures in whatever way you like, but make sure you color them with nice colors so they look a lot nicer. Okay, now here we're going to join the opposites. Now we have something and its opposite. We have the same and opposite. Okay, so night and day, they are opposites. Asleep is the opposite of awake. Light is the opposite of dark. Okay, so we can write them here. Night is the opposite of day. Awake is the opposite of asleep. Light is the opposite of dark. Okay, so night is the opposite of day, awake is the opposite of asleep, light is the opposite of dark. Okay, now that we finished this, we have to go over to the homework now, which is finish the words in arrows to complete the charts. Now here we have two big circles, sun and earth, and we have to fill in the gaps with letters to finish the words. Okay, I will finish the first one in each circle so it can give you an idea of what to do. The sun is a star. Okay, the earth is a planet. Okay, now you have to finish or write letters to finish the words in the rest of the chart. Okay, the sun is a star. Can you learn this song? Now here we have a song that we have to learn. Now first, before you try to sing it, try to read the words first, so you can sing it in a rhyme. After you finish, try to give it a bit of a rhythm. We will do this the next time together, and we will sing the song and it will sound very nice. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new today, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.